Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and thank you for tuning in to Canal Algérie's nightly news. To the headlines. In our bulletin, we spotlight the visit of the President of the Republic to Russia, crowned with the signing of several economic agreements between the two countries. One day ahead of the Algiers International Fair, the latest preparations are underway to ensure the success of this economic event, attended by Italy as a guest of honor. And the seaside city of Tipaza is getting ready for the summer season with new facilities to the great delight of holidaymakers. Welcome again. First off, the 3-day state visit of the President of the Republic to Russia was very successful and was crowned with the signing of several agreements pertaining to different sectors. Another promising step in the already excellent relations between the two countries. Najah Tayyar with the details.
The President of the Republic made a state visit to the Federation of Russia, qualified as historic. Bound by strategic relations since several decades, Algiers and Moscow are entering a new stage in their partnership thanks to this visit, which took place in tense global context. Illustrating the solidarity of the relations uniting the two countries, this visit was fruitful at all levels, notably with the deep strategic partnership declaration between Algeria and the Federation of Russia, sealed by the two presidents. Several agreements, memorandums of understanding and action programs between the Algerian and Russian governments have been signed, relating to different sectors. In addition to energy, Algiers and Moscow are committed to strengthening cooperation in various fields such as technology transfer, innovations, industry, pharmaceutical production and agriculture. As a part of this visit, where he was accompanied by a large ministerial delegation, the President of the Republic also chaired the proceedings of the Algerian-Russian Economic Forum, which witnessed the participation of 70 Algerian economic operators and 200 Russian businessmen. The head of state affirmed that Algeria embarked on a multidimensional economic recovery program. For Russia, Algeria is a key partner in Africa. Russian businessmen have also expressed their will to invest in Algeria, encouraged by the favorable business climate and the support of the Algerian authorities in the framework of the new investment law. Another important meeting during this visit, the International Economic Forum of St. Petersburg, in which the President of the Republic took part as a guest of honor. On this occasion, the head of state called on Russian investors and all the countries of the world to seize the opportunity and advantages granted by Algeria in terms of investment within the framework of the win-win approach favored by the provisions of the new investment law. He highlighted the decision to keep the investment law unchanged for at least 10 years, which will give sufficient guarantees to all investors, including the Russian friends. As many assets and potentialities which will allow the adhesion of Algeria to the BRICS, the President of the Republic reiterated the determination of our country to join this economic group, which will bring together the great emerging powers as soon as possible, enough to free our economy from certain pressures, stressing that the Algerians are born free and will remain sovereign in their decisions and their positions.
The Higher School of Infantry, Jalul Abidat in Shirshal, held the graduation ceremony of 9 classes of officers and commissioned officers. The event was presided over by the commander of the Land Forces, Major General Ammar Atamniya. Minisa Kabash will tell us more.
The graduation ceremony was presided over by the commander of the Land Forces, Major General Ammar Atamniya. The ceremony kicked off with a review of trainees. The commander of the school called on the graduates to display self-sacrifice, adding that the objectives of the command can be achieved through their sacrifices.
وبكتابه الكريم أن أكون الخادم الوفي لبلدي.
After taking the oath, the laureates received their ranks and degrees followed by the flag handover to the next class. The graduate classes bear the name of the late martyr بالقاسم غريسي. A military combat presentation was also executed. The graduate classes then carried out a military parade. The Major General, Commander of the Land Forces, was also present during the open doors held on the sidelines of the ceremony, where equipment and war materials were exhibited. At the end of the ceremony, a homage was paid to the family of the martyr Belqasem Gharisi, before the Commander of the Land Forces signed the Golden Register of the school.
Another graduation ceremony was held in Biskra province, where Major General Omar Tlemceni, commander of the 4th Military Region, supervised the graduation of 13 classes at the Higher School of Special Forces for the year 2023. The full story of the event in the following report. The commander of the 4th Military Region, Major General Omar Tlemceni, presided over the graduation ceremony of the classes of the Higher School of Special Forces, which began with a speech delivered by the head of the school, in which he elaborated the areas of training at the school. Dear graduates, congratulations for this exceptional success, this distinction which now requires from you determination and willingness to begin your noble missions, for which you should always be ready and to put the military knowledge you have acquired to practice. After taking the oath, the top-ranking graduates of the class bearing the name of the late war veteran Jilali Sauli received their ranks and certificates by the Major General, Commander of the 4th Military Region, accompanied by the executives of the school. The ceremony continued by flag handover to the next class. The top graduate pleaded the commander of the 4th Military Region to name the class after the late war veteran Jilali Sauli. The military formations then cleared the schoolyard for the sports and combat performances and the cocktail, which reflected the readiness and professionalism of the school's members. At the end of the ceremony, the family of the late war veteran were honored, and an exhibition was held by the school. The Algiers International Fair is back for the 54th edition that will be held as usual in Safex or the Algerian Company of Fairs and Exhibitions in less than 2 days. This time 630 Algerian and foreign exhibitors will take part, with Italy as the guest of honor, as announced by the Trade Minister. Melissa Kebash once again.
Preparations are still ongoing for Algeria's International Fair. Nearly 25,000 square meters were mobilized and equipped for this economic international event. 23,000 square meters are already reserved for Algerian exhibitors, leaving 2,000 for foreigners, knowing that the exhibition will witness the presence of 30 countries, including 10 Africans. The 54th edition of the Algiers International Fair comes at a time when the Algerian economy is experiencing an accelerated pace in all domains. The number of Algerian economic operators has increased this year to 473 exhibitors. 157 of them are public, while 316 are private. The Defense Ministry will also be represented by major enterprises.
خاصة بينما ستكون وزارة الدفاع الوطني ممثلة ب 16 مؤسسة كبرى.
This edition's guest of honor will be Italy, with no less than 13 exhibitors active in several sectors, namely energy, renewable energies, industry, maritime transport, agriculture, and other services.
This occasion denotes once again the profound ties binding our two countries based on a strong friendship. Algeria is Italy's first economic partner in Africa and the Middle East.
This edition's novelty will be the launching of a digital Algerian fair to present the main 5 strategic sectors. It will also be marked by the organization of an economic forum related to investment in Algeria, with an aim to showcase the promising investment opportunities granted by the new investment law.
The UN Security Council unanimously hailed Algeria's leading role as the head of international mediation during its recent meeting on Mali in New York for its continued commitment alongside Malians for an approach to restore stability in Mali. Members of the Security Council, without exception, unanimously agreed on the key role played by Algeria in brokering the agreement on peace and reconciliation in Mali, stemming from the Algiers process in restoring lasting stability in the country, especially in this transitional phase of the country, which is marked by important electoral dates, while members of the Council also praised the solidity of the Algiers agreement, which allowed the ceasefire to be implemented by Malian parties for 8 consecutive years. The UNICEF office in Algeria was named one of the 5 laureates of the fund's most successful teams for the impressive support to children of the Sahrawi refugees and their families. This recognition was celebrated by the Council of Administration of UNICEF on Friday in New York, which reaffirms its commitment to support the Sahrawi refugee children. In Sudan, a new 72-hour truce came into force this Sunday between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces. In the same context, UNICEF confirmed that more than 1 million children are displaced as a result of the conflict, adding that about 25% of them are in Darfur region. The national football team already qualified to the final phase of the African Cup of Nations tournament, easily defeating the Ugandan side with 2-1 in the 5th game of the group stage held on Sunday in Cameroon. Algiers' goals were scored by Mohamed Lamine Amoura. Let's wish all the best for the Desert Warriors, who will face Tunisia on June 20th in a friendly match. And we wrap up our bulletin from Tipaza province, which is getting ready for the summer season with new facilities endowed with state-of-the-art equipment likely to enchant its increasing visitors. Najah Tayyar has more to say.
With its breathtaking landscapes, its many beaches, creeks and archaeological sites which give it singular beauty, Tipaza remains one of the favorite destinations of Algerians during the summer season in particular. Last year, 13 million holidaymakers stayed in the coastal province. This summer, they will finally be able to stay in the Caesarean Hotel in the city of Cherchell. The hotel, seriously hit by the earthquake, will reopen its doors soon for the 2023 summer season, to the great delight of visitors.
Un hôtel qui a été construit en 1876.
In 1876. At those times, it received the Count and the Countess of Saint-Exupéry, who passed many summers here in Cherchell. It received also Lady Kennedy, and given its history, it is a precious heritage. The refurbishment works of this mythical hotel began in December 2022. The objective is to preserve the architectural and the historical character of this monument of the city of Cherchell, while offering services that meet the client's expectations, which remains important for the revival of tourist activity in this western part of Tipaza.
We aimed at keeping the historical original exterior aspect of the hotel, and we modernized the interior. For example, this room, that its furniture is 100% made in Algeria. The hotel has 30 rooms with a capacity of 60 beds, and we are 70% ready to reopen in August.
We are diversifying activities for visitors, adding cultural activities, activities related to the environment, and also traditional crafts. With a coastal front that extends over 123 kilometers, dotted with many beaches, coves and bays, a hotel park in constant evolution and reception facilities of all kinds, Tipaza opens its arms for visitors and holidaymakers.
That was all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.